Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, February 3rd. This is Ann Varillo here with stampwithann.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Auburn, New York. Hi, Lisa from Connecticut. Thanks for joining today. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I did. We had our Winter Wonderland virtual retreat on Saturday with my good friend Patty Dolan. And of course, there were other people that joined. So we had a lot of fun. And it was just a great day to do some crafting. So yeah, that was fun. And then Sunday, of course, was church and a little bit of hanging out with the family after Mass, and we just had a really good day. I did some crafting yesterday because it was started to snow in the afternoon. So yeah, it was all in all, it was a great weekend. So I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend as well, and I'm happy you're here today, Monday, to share this week's craft class with me. So I'm featuring the Corner in Bloom stamp set, and that's a celebration stamp set. You can get it for free with a $60 purchase in my online store. So through February 28th, because celebration ends February 28th. But guess what? February 4th, they're going to have some new celebration products available, and I'm so excited to find out what they are. So that'll be tomorrow. But anyways, before I get started, I did want to, if you're not familiar with my weekly craft card class kit to go, it's really super easy. You can get the kit for free with a $45 purchase in my online store, and I give you enough supplies to make 6 cards. That's 2 of each design, because I typically design 3 cards each week, featuring a different bundle or different stamp set. So I pack up all those card kits to go, and I mail them out the following Tuesday. So you can get more information. There's a link down below in the description if you want to get some more info on it. And also, just a shout out, if you're watching me on my YouTube channel. Hi, Kelly. Good morning. If you're watching me on my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, and after you subscribe, hit the little bell icon so you can get notifications. And if you're watching on my Facebook page but you aren't following me, make sure you follow me. And if you're watching the replays, make sure you give me a comment, shout out from where you're watching from, because I love to go back and see all the comments. Okay. Enough talking. So let's hop on down to my craft table, because we got some coloring to do. This stamp set has coloring. So I will, let me pop down there. Let's see here. Okay. So before I jump into our activities for this morning, I just wanted to remind everybody I've got my February Craft and Create Club featuring the Delightful Wishes bundle. And I just wanted to give you a quick sneak peek at these beautiful cards. My Craft and Create Club is a subscription-based club. You get your card kit sent to your door, and it includes enough supplies to make 8 cards. It's 2 of each design. Plus, you get a Stampin' Up! Goodie bag, which typically includes the designer series paper, embellishments, ribbons, etc. So here's a sneak peek of these cards. I love them. Wishing you a happy birthday, wishing you all the best. Another happy birthday. I love this one, the pool party. And then, of course, this one, wishing you were here. So those are the 4 cards in my club for February. And it's a super fun club. It's super easy, but there's a link down below. You can check it out there. Okay, so here's the stamp set. This is the Corner in Bloom stamp set. And it's here in Celebration, Corner in Bloom, so with a $120 purchase. I misspoke. I said $60. It's $120 purchase. You can get the Corner in Bloom stamp set. So I have to fix that. I already did my blog. It's not going to go live until noon, so I better go back and fix that. But anyways, I think it's a really cute stamp set. You can see here how it's been used. And I actually love it because of the fact that I get a color with my Stampin' Blends. So I always think that's a great opportunity when I have stamps like this. So this is the stamp we're going to use today. But let me show you the 3 cards. I'm super excited. Just a note, isn't this pretty? This one is the one we're going to make today. This one is birthday wishes, and I just did a little bit different take, but this reminds me of hydrangeas. Hydrangeas? I don't know how you say that, but I love hydrangeas. I have a big bush of white hydrangeas in our yard here, and I've always wanted them to make them purple, but you can't change the color of white hydrangeas. I learned that. So we'll make that on Wednesday. And then this is another cute one. I kind of cased this from the Sale-a-bration brochure, but I wanted to use these. This reminds me of like lilacs, I think. But I used a different color, pretty peacock. So that one we'll do on Friday. All right, so let's get to it. I got a couple things I wanted to share with you too. Let me grab one thing real quick. And I'll share kind of a hint with what I experienced while I was making these cards over the weekend. Okay, so here's your card kit. We're going to do some stamping on this basic white piece. This is our basic black panel. I've already gone and embossed the Melon Mambo cardstock with the Starstruck embossing folder, and that is also a Sale-a-bration item. So we're going to adhere that to the front here. And then this is the inside panel, which we're going to stamp. I didn't show you the inside. Let's take a peek. So I'm using the sentiments from the Simply Said stamp set. And I love how this Corner and Bloom gives you a few different options with kind of corresponding flowers. So you see these little flowers kind of corresponds with that. And then you can see on here, we've got the hydrangea one with another little hydrangea. And then this bigger one has this separate flower to go with it as well. So I kind of liked that. All right, so let's get started. So I'm using basic black. Let me get my bone folder. And I'm just going to burnish that score line real good. So I like it to sit straight, flat. And then we're not going to adhere this yet. I'm going to put this ribbon. It's the very vanilla and black and very vanilla checked bordered ribbon. So what I'm going to do is, I got to find my paper snips here. I'm going to cut this like so. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of Scotch tape. You can use Stampin' Seal if you want. Just put a little bit on the back. Oh, wait. I got to make sure. Yeah, this is the back. Okay. Had to make sure I had it on the right side. So let's get this up here in the view of my camera. And then I'm just going to take some Scotch tape and put that right down. Make sure it's straight on this side. That's pretty straight. Yes, Patty Dolan and I are planning our next spring fling retreat, and we're actually waiting for the new catalog. When we go to Onstage, we're getting the new catalog so we can see what's going to be in there. So we'll probably wait for then, and then we'll design another retreat. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere this to the card base. I'm going to use my glue. I'm so glad it's February. I'm really kind of getting a little tired of the cold air. It was super, super cold yesterday. I mean, I think it got down to like 1 degree. I don't like going out in that weather, but I had to. Okay, so we're just going to adhere this to the front like that. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to do some stamping. Get that in the view. So I went ahead and put this up on my block already. Let's make sure I've got this positioned properly. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to use the Tuxedo Black ink with this because we're using our Stampin' Blends. And since this is such a big block for my smaller hand, I'm just taking the ink and I've kind of turned it upside down. I know I want to make sure I get my ink all on those little flowers. So we're going to turn this upside down. I just want to look in here and make sure I got it good. Yep, looks pretty good. So we're going to come over here and I'm going to stamp it. Just like this. And you just want to make sure you kind of push down real good on this because sometimes you can run into a little problem when you've got these larger stamps that on the edges you might miss it a little bit. So then we're going to come around like this and I'm going to go ahead and stamp it again, but I want to get the ink on here. Now I fussy cut this one out. I'm going to show you just how to just layer it without fussy cutting. You can fussy cut it if you'd like. It took me a little while, not too long, maybe 10 minutes yesterday when I was kind of creating these. Okay. And then I'm just going to come over. So see, you can keep your stamp just as it is. You're just turning it around, rotating it. So I'm going to come in here. My block is really dirty, so I have to make sure I've got the ink on there pretty good. And then I'm just going to lay it down. Hopefully I got that good. Let's see. Nope, look at that. I messed up big time. Now, that's the problem. I'm going to try and do this. I don't think it's going to work. The other option you can do is use your Stamparatus. This probably isn't going to work, but I'm going to try it. Look at that. It worked except for this top one is a little shadow on there. But other than that, it worked out pretty good, didn't it? We'll go with this. I'm going to show you something because I've got another one colored. I'm sure you guys don't want to sit here and watch me color. This is the other thing about doing it live. A lot of times when folks do their videos, they can speed it up when they're coloring. But I like to do mine live because that's how it is. All right, I just want to show you a couple tips here. First off, if you use your Stamparatus, I wouldn't advise doing it real, like stamping multiple times. Because see, you want to have a little bit lighter. If you can kind of tell here, this border is just not as dark and thick as this border. So with this kind of a stamp set, you want it to be lighter. You don't want to end up with a heavy, dark border. Unless you like that, of course. But I don't. I want it to be a little bit lighter. So if you're doing it with your Stamparatus, make sure that, for instance, where I had my little issue here, you can go ahead and use your Stamparatus, stamp it down again, but just don't re-ink it. And that way it'll catch it without having this little shadow there. You'll have the stamp in the right spot, if that makes sense for you guys. So So I chose not to use this because I really felt that the border was just too thick. So the thing that I wanted to show you how to do this, quickly, because if you're thinking, oh my God, I got to color all these flowers in, it's not that bad. I'm using 3 different colors: Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight, and Granny Apple Green. And how I do it is I just come in here. I'm not really shading these, so I'm not using the lights and the darks. This one is, I think it's light. Yeah, it's light Melon Mambo. So for me to kind of speed up my coloring, which in all actuality, I like going kind of slow with my coloring. I feel like it's very relaxing for me. So, but if you're kind of short on time, what I recommend is going through here and picking out all these flat ones first, color them in. So that way it goes just a little bit faster for you. And I'll just color some of these in. And again, I use the bullet tip on the Stampin' Blends. So I'm just coming around here, and I'm just coloring all these in. That way you can kind of get this done pretty quickly. But if you're like me and like to color and you want to take some time, feel free to. I just think coloring is just very relaxing. So I'm going to color these, and then I'm going to show you the little trick on the yellow, Daffodil Delight. And we've got one more over here. Now, if you wanted to use the light and the dark, feel free to. What I would do is I would kind of use your dark around the centers here, putting a little bit of dark right in the center and then kind of blending it up. I didn't really think I needed to do it. So just because they're kind of small images, so I chose to leave them like that. Now on this one, I did use, you can see right here, I did use the light, and I used the dark and the light Daffodil Delight. But I got a little trick because the dark looks just fine alone. You don't necessarily need to use the light. So again, it makes it a little bit faster. So I'm not going to color this all in, but I'm just going to show you guys. Man, I almost got this one good, this little mess up. It's harder when you've got a real big stamp block like that. At least I find it a little harder. And then I'm coming in with the Granny Apple Green. These are all, it was dark Daffodil Delight, and then light Melon Mambo. And you gotta get that. And then I forgot this little piece here. There we go. Okay, so you guys get the gist of it, right? So you're just going to go ahead and do all that coloring. I've already colored one over here, so we're just going to adhere this to the black panel. Just like that. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, I have to stamp the sentiment. Okay, so this is just a note. I just wanted to get that stamped in Melon Mambo right in the center. Okay. There we go. And if you guys have been watching me, you know that I freak a little bit about white space. So I resisted the temptation to do some splattering with my Stampin' Blends, although I did do it on another card that I made. I figured I had to leave it white. I didn't want to do the same thing. I think it looks fine though. Okay, now we're just going to use a little bit of my glue. I'm going to adhere that. Right to the center. And I do provide in the PDF tutorial, I give you all the measurements in case you want to replicate it with a different stamp set. So you'll have all those measurements. So now I'm just going to adhere it to the front. Well, let's put our little bit of our sparkles on here. I've got, these are the purple adhesive backed sequins, and you can get those in Sale-a-bration as well. So I think I used these colors. I did. Kind of that pretty purple. I just stuck a couple on here. And I'll stick a larger one over here. There we go. Now I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and I'm just going to pop this up. Pretty simple. And what I've done is I don't put any here or here because I don't want it to attach to the ribbon and have it be uneven when you put this on. So I just put them all on the top. And it's not that big of a panel where you need one in the middle. Thanks, Lisa. It's cute, right? I've got a real good girlfriend of mine. She always wants like note cards because she just likes to send out note cards, not necessarily, you know, just for any occasion. So I'm just going to adhere this. That. I'm going to tie a double bow. Oh, look. I get my little sequins on me. I got to put that over here. Can't waste those. Okay, I'm going to do a quick double bow here. And this is how I do my double bows. I just kind of measure it. I probably over measure, meaning I get it too long. Yes, I love it on the black too, right? Kelly, it's so pretty with the Melon Mambo. It just kind of really pops. So we're just going to tie this little double bow here. This is our Baker's Twine Essentials pack. Just going to get that. And then I pull this little tails down a little bit. There. Make it a little bigger. And then I'm going to cut these off, adhere it with a little mini glue dot. And we're going to be done with the outside, but I want to do the inside because that's always fun too. So I'll just put a little mini glue dot on here. Oh, it didn't adhere. I gotta get it again. Okay, that's it. Oh, now it's stuck to my fingers. Come on. Come on, get off of my fingers. And let's see here. Where's this? I can fix this little bow here. There we go. There. So that's our front. Now let's do our back. So the inside panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp some, and wouldn't you know it, I got to grab a piece of paper here. Let's see. I'm going to stamp the little flowers on the inside in the Tuxedo Black ink. I love how you can do that with the little flowers. I'm just taking, I'm going to stamp the first one up here. I'm going to come off the side over here, just like that. I'm going to stamp another one over here, down at the bottom. And then I'm going to do it again, stamping off the bottom here. Just like that. Clean that off. I do love to color, so that's why I was really attracted to this stamp set. Plus it's Sale-a-bration. Okay, now I'm going to come up with just a couple of the little ones. Ooh. And I don't feel like it's right here, so I'm going to stamp one off the corner, just like that. Get my cover back on here. So we're just going to do the same thing. Just going to color them in Melon Mambo, Daffodil Delight. Move this away. You can see right there. Now again, if you want to use your Stamparatus for the front cover, you can. Or if you have a Misty, whatever you may have, that. So I'm going to do this one down here. And I'll do this one over here. There we go. Then I'll do the Daffodil Delight. Again, I'm using the dark Daffodil Delight for this one. Let's do this little one here in Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to do this one. But this last one I'm going to do in the Melon Mambo. Now I stamped the sentiment thinking of you. You could leave it blank if you just want a card, you know, that just says just a note on the outside. You don't have to stamp a sentiment, but I kind of like a little bit of something on the inside. So again, this is from the same stamp set, the Simply Said stamp set. You know, you could also stamp it down here in the corner. In fact, let's do that. Nothing says you have to stamp it right in the center. So let's just do that. We're going to stamp it right down here. Get a little creative. There we go. I kind of like that. Okay, so now we're just going to pop that on the inside. And I am going to use, let's see, I'll get this in here, right? That was a little tiny crooked, but it's okay. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. Patty Dolan got me hooked on this, especially for the inside panels. So I'm just going to use that. There. And make sure I've got it straight in there. Just a little bit off. There we go. And that's the inside. So Very cute card, super easy. I mean, really, if you need some relaxing and you just want to, I got to straighten that out a little bit. Just want to do some coloring, it is one of the perfect cards to do. So thanks guys for joining me today. I hope you liked the first card in my weekly card class kit to go. But join me Wednesday and Friday and we'll make the other 2 cards together as well. So have a great rest of the week. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.